This is Passepartout.
A good Sunday morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. Police in New Orleans on the lookout for a woman accused of attacking a school bus driver. The woman wanted by police is 40-year-old Ketondra Goods, and she's also known as Ketondra Norris. Police say she's one of 3 suspects in the school bus driver attack. Now, this happened October 20th when the bus driver stopped the bus and the 3 suspects were told jumped aboard. They started yelling at the driver. The driver was pulled off the bus. He continued to be assaulted. Police say this woman faces a list of charges, including a battery on a school bus driver, unlawful disruption of the operation of a school, and contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. Former Lafayette Police Chief Glover is now filing an appeal with the Civil Service Board. He says Mayor President Josh Guillory and his administration violated several protocols and procedures when they fired him without reason. News 10's Britt LaFaso explains how the former chief continues to fight for what he says he believes.
And I did not quit. They fired me for no reason at all.
Glover says not only that, he was chief for 9 months, which gave him extra rights, but those rights were violated when he was fired.
And once I got to a point where I reached the 6-month mark and I moved on, I have certain rights that I wouldn't have had prior to the 6 months, and that's the ability to appeal the process, in that I was not given ample time to actually perform what was necessary to be graded.
Glover says according to state law, the police chief should have been getting periodic evaluations.
I didn't actually have anyone inside the administration, CAO Cedric Wingert or Mayor Guillory, to sit down and talk to me when I first got here and give me a list of standards and performance measures. I created some myself. There were 13 of them.
Glover says he completed 10 of them and was on his way to complete all 13 by the end of the year. He says that should have been used for his evaluation. Guillory and the chief of staff, Cedric Wingert, did not.
Wingert utilized interview notes to allegedly rate me, and that's highly improper. You can't rate a person unless you give them standards to rate on, so I never got those. I produced my own shortly after I got here, and so that's why I'm appealing the process.
Another reason for the appeal, Glover says he was making positive changes.
And so I was there doing what I was hired to do, and that's to reform the police department. I was well on my way.
He made changes to the use of force process and started having officers' body camera footage reviewed. He says Guillory's administration did not like that, but he says Guillory told him he supported those changes.
And if there was something that I didn't do early in my tenure as chief of police, the law requires that you give me notice. There's no such thing as observing something in January, February, and March, in April and May and June and July and August. Then you tell me about it in September and you haven't given me notice. The law requires notice.
For these reasons, Glover says there are several due process violations here. That's why he's filing this appeal.
I can't sit idly by and allow someone to abuse my rights, to misuse me. I just can't do that.
All right, that was Britt LaFaso reporting in. Now, Glover says he hopes the Civil Service Board will hear his appeal and rule in his favor. Out of St. Landry Parish for you, leaders of Opelousas High School are hoping to get a full-time police officer to help patrol the hallways. The St. Landry Parish school system and Opelousas police are in discussions about placing an officer full-time at the school.
It'll create an avenue of trust between the police officer and the student body, as well as the teachers on that campus. Believe it or not, the young people welcome that kind of atmosphere. They want to feel safe, the parents want to feel safe, but most importantly, the teachers want to be able to teach in a safe environment.
We're told the school has some 800 students, and some can be rowdy at times. A school principal recently told the school board executive committee there's fighting and other types of unruly behavior. Another idea is to have more video surveillance cameras on campus. Now to the latest on the pandemic. 7 out of 9 parishes in Acadiana have now made wearing face masks at school optional. News 10's Elise Corville spoke with a local doctor who is voicing concerned about the policy change.
And when you look at a place where many families are kind of grouped into a small area with low ventilation for hours on end, that's going to be the biggest can of gasoline on the spread fire.
Local school systems are making mask optional as the statewide mandate was lifted. Double board certified in internal medicine and geriatrics, Dr. Brittany Hebert says Acadiana should proceed with caution.
By no calculations should Lafayette be at herd immunity at this point. We have not vaccinated enough, and we've not had enough of our population actually get infected. So there will be some room for COVID to put some strain on medical resources.
K through 12 schools are allowed to opt out of the mask mandate as long as they continue to follow the existing quarantine guidelines and mitigation rules set by the CDC. Dr. Hebert explains why the removal of masks could put the most vulnerable population at the highest risk.
And that group that we're about to allow to mingle a lot more, they don't have the option for that vaccination protection yet.
Louisiana is seeing COVID-19 infections and hospitalizations at their lowest level since the pandemic began, despite 5 to 11-year-olds not yet eligible for a vaccine.
And long COVID is happening to children. At least about 1 in 8, and then maybe as much as 1 in 4 children will have long-lasting symptoms after their COVID infection, even if with mild symptoms.
As we approach colder months, Dr. Hebert tells News 10 she ideally would have liked a trade-out, a mask for a vaccine.
As we see this winter rise in viruses, we're going to see a winter rise in COVID. And with that becomes exposures and quarantines and kids getting sent home from school more, because there's going to be a lot more exposures, true exposures, because there won't be as many masks.
Reporting, Elise Corville, KLFY, News 10.
To see a list of parish schools opting out and their guidelines, visit our website, klfy.com. And speaking of face covering, Cecilia Junior High School received a generous donation to help keep staff and students healthy in the ongoing fight against COVID-19. The Acadiana Black Nurses Association donated masks, hand wipes, sanitizers, thermometers, and more. President Dr. Iris Malone and Chairperson Consuela Charles presented the supplies to Principal Shari Theriault this past week. Lake Charles residents are once again victims of Louisiana's severe weather. News 10's Danielle Johnson spoke with families as they cleaned out their homes last week.
Families in this Lake Charles neighborhood are going through their homes trying to salvage what's left from Wednesday's tornado. The roof of this home is torn off and walls scatter the driveway. After being hit back to back from severe weather damage, families say they are starting over once again. This is Christy Ledoux. Her and her family are cleaning out her parents' home that was almost completely destroyed in the tornado on Wednesday afternoon. Parts of the roof was torn off and several rooms in the home are damaged.
In this room, the roof peeled back, and then it rained yesterday. So it rained for quite a long time after the actual tornado hit, and so it got all the sheetrock ceiling wet, and then it therefore fell through onto everything.
Reporting in Lake Charles, I'm Danielle Johnson.
Amazing, 2 hits in 1 year. The parades of all parades for UL Lafayette, the Homecoming Parade. The annual Homecoming Parade was held on campus Saturday. The fancy floats made their way to Cajun Field before the big football game. We talked to some students who are, of course, excited about homecoming.
The entire month of October, we are just planning exactly what we want in the design and just getting ready for it by pumping and, obviously getting our floats ready.
The commitment to it, all the guys get together at the house. Everybody puts in a lot of work for the float, as we see behind us. The comic right here takes 2 days, man. It's crazy, but everybody comes together. It's great.
It's been amazing to me for sure, and I think that TJ and I, being student athletes, being involved in everything that went on this week, I think it's going to be a really awesome way to help bridge the gap between athletes and students.
Homecoming is so fun. There was a tailgating after the game. Homecoming week wrapped up last night, and chances are everyone who participated is probably sleeping in this morning. Checking in with Trevor Sonia over in the Weather Center. And speaking of sleeping in, great weather to do something like that. Well, we got the little ones too. They're probably going to get up pretty soon. They're eager to trick or treat.
Yeah, but we're always up, right?
We're always up,
Yep.
and we love it, though.
Yep, Sunday morning, here we go. And it's a chilly Sunday morning. Temperatures are in the upper 40s to lower 50s out there. 51 in Lafayette. 49 in New Iberia, though. 49 in Lake Charles. We could drop another degree or so. So either way, it's chilly out there. Satellite radar shows clear skies. We do have some clouds off to the east here. We have that upper level low that's continuing to work eastward. But again, we're on the back side of that, so we're still getting a steady dose of northerly flow that's giving us a drier air mass and a dry atmosphere. So great weather for today, and it looks like that will hold true for tomorrow and also on Tuesday. Here's that upper level low pressure system. It's moving pretty fast now. It's all the way across the upper parts of New England, working off to the north and east, and not much down the pipeline. As you can tell, no major storm systems approaching, and that's why this extended stay of nice weather will continue. Now, temperatures warming up quickly through the 60s and 70s. We'll be somewhere in the upper 70s later on today. Future Track shows sunny skies out there, and then clear skies for tonight. So temperatures having no problems falling once again this evening. And then tomorrow, mostly sunny skies again and not much cloud cover showing up. So the nice weather continuing. Mid to upper 70s on the thermometers today. And then notice we fall back into the 50s for this evening. So if you do have plans for this evening, again, make sure you grab that sweater, that light jacket. And we will be somewhere in the lower 50s for your Monday morning. And then Monday afternoon, warming up nicely into the upper 70s again. Now, northerly winds into forecast for today at around 2 to 8 miles per hour. Winds will be fairly light as we have no major storm systems approaching, so the wind field will sort of collapse here through the next 24 to 48 hours. Maybe more of an easterly wind for tomorrow, but winds will still be fairly light. Really, I think we'll see more of a southeast wind coming in by Tuesday and Wednesday, and that will help us warm up even more, maybe help a little more moisture come back into the area as a front approaches. And here's the upper level pattern that reflects that. This is why we're not seeing much. We have a zonal west to east flow now. Remember, you need cold air from the north to come down to the south and meet the warm air to really get storms and storm systems and cold fronts. But when you have a west to east flow, there's just not much going on in the atmosphere, so quiet weather continues for now. But by Wednesday and Thursday, you may notice more of a dip showing up across our area. So Thursday and Friday, that's when our next storm system will approach, and then we could see a stronger front coming in for the end of the week here. Notice Friday could be in the lower 40s for the start, could be in the 60s Friday afternoon. And take a look at what the European model is showing Saturday morning. Could be somewhere in the upper 30s to lower 40s. Now, the GFS model is not that cold, but we'll just have to wait and see through the week. 77 your high today, mostly sunny, warm, and north wind at about 2 to 8 miles per hour. 7-day forecast shows upper 70s, warm weather through Wednesday, and then I have rain chances increasing on Thursday with that frontal passage, and notice temperatures falling off for Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday.
All right, very well done there. I like the explanation of the cold coming down and the warm coming up, and you get the, I love that.
Yep, that's how the atmosphere works.
All right, thank you for that lesson. All right,